Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be host to a ton of changes from Jedi Fallen Order, a few of which have me really excited. This video is going to discuss 3 combat changes I am excited for in Jedi Survivor and why you guys should be excited too. Hey guys, I'm the Twisted Jedi, and if you don't know me, I've been a bit of a hermit during the dark time of Star Wars games, having nothing to cover, but with Jedi Survivor fast approaching, this channel is going to be covering a ton of Star Wars gaming content, so make sure you guys are subscribed down below and turned on notifications for more videos in the future. Anyways, with the boring stuff out of the way, let's look at the changes the combat has made in Jedi Survivor. First thing that's extremely exciting and probably the biggest thing that players are looking forward to in Jedi Survivor are the different combat stances. Previously in Fallen Order, there were really only 2 ways to wield your lightsaber, and that was the single blade and the double blade stance, with only one specific move that briefly allowed you to change Cal's lightsaber and perform a dual wielding attack, which honestly was one of my favorite things to do in the whole game. However, in Jedi Survivor, there are now 5 different combat stances, including the 2 previously mentioned, as well as brand new stances like the crossguard lightsaber, which is heavy combat, blaster stance, and as mentioned, my favorite before and the one I'm most excited for is the proper dual wielding lightsaber stance, where Cal doesn't just have to perform an ability to dual wield, it essentially becomes equipped and will remain on until you change it. Now, it has been confirmed that you can only travel around with 2 stances equipped at a time, and you'll have to change that at a meditation point. This way, if you're approaching a boss battle, you can quickly switch out your stances based on what you think will work best. And if you lose that battle, coming back to the meditation point, changing your stances could make a significant difference. It's also confirmed that you will start the game with 3 different combat stances to choose from, and you'll learn the others along your journey. The second thing I'm excited for with the change to the combat is the movement and the abilities. From the gameplay we've seen so far, the movement looks cleaner, evading attacks looks more fluid, and from an already really clean dodging system in Fallen Order, Survivor takes it that one step further, and I really like how many different evades there are and how many styles of evasion there is. So I can see this in the gameplay, and I think it's going to be really fun. But as for the abilities, it's also said that each different combat stance mentioned earlier in the video will have its own skill tree. This is going to allow you to pick and choose very carefully where you want to place your skill points. If you prefer a certain lightsaber style, that's great, but you will also need to upgrade your other stances to help you with different types of enemies. I think this feature adds a new dimension to the game and will really reward players for taking the time to explore, scan every enemy, collect as many skill points as possible, and upgrade their skill tree as much as they can, rather than just speedrunning the entire game and potentially making it harder for themselves at the end. I'm also curious to see how the skill tree for the blaster stance can vary, as we haven't really got too much information on that just yet. Will we be able to change the way that a blaster operates or the type of blaster, or is it more of just a cosmetic and they all kind of fire the same, they just look different? What kind of force and lightsaber or blaster combinations can we use? Does the lightsaber and blaster operate together at times, and how effective is it? There are so many unanswered questions with this stance, and we are only a little over a month away from the launch of the game. So I'm curious to see and hear more about how this is going to work. Now, the third and final thing I am curious about is companion combat. From the trailers and the recent gameplay, we have seen a few small glimpses of companion combat between the likes of Cal and Bode, or Cal and Merrin, and so this will be something that's brand new in Jedi Survivor. Companion combat, I feel like, will only be available at certain times throughout the game and not always accessible. It makes sense if Cal is out on a planet by himself that you wouldn't be able to use a companion combat move, but if someone he knows is close by, then the option is there to use. For example, like in Fallen Order, when Merrin assists Cal after taking down Taron Malicos, rather than making this a cutscene, it allows us to actually incorporate it into the battle and not just watch it be performed for us. That way we have a little bit of control over when it comes into action and when it actually gets used. I'm super curious to know what you guys think of these combat changes. These are the 3 things that I'm really excited for with it. So let me know in the comments below the thoughts on this topic that you guys have, and if there's anything else you want me to discuss in the lead up to the Jedi Survivor release date, be sure to put that down in the comments below as well. For now, that is everything in this video that I wanted to talk about, so drop a like if you are excited for Jedi Survivor, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching again, and may the Force be with you always.